Hey, it's Marco here from Zadar, Croatia, at one of the condos I've recently purchased in Croatia. This video is by no means meant to shit on Croatia. I'm Croatian. I love Croatia. It's a beautiful country with many very good things about it. However, real estate transactions are not one of those good things. And if you're a foreigner looking to buy property in Croatia, it's a very inconsistent marketplace with lack of data. The transactions can be very complicated, very prolonged, and the odds are, unfortunately, during the way of purchasing real estate in Croatia, someone will try to screw you over as it's not a very ethical marketplace. There's hundreds of ways to get screwed over buying real estate in Croatia. Today, I'm going to talk about one of them that happened to me recently on the purchase of this condo. Keep in mind, I'm Croatian. I've bought multiple properties in Croatia. I have a real estate company in Canada, so I would consider myself a very sophisticated buyer, and I was still screwed over on the purchase. So I purchased this condo as a pre-sale in early 2021, middle of COVID. 3 buildings, 36 units in Zadar. I was the first one to purchase a unit, so I took the most risk. I signed a negotiated contract with the developer. So I have a contract in place. If you're coming from a country like Germany, Canada, Australia, you're probably accustomed to a contract, meaning a contract. All the parties are going to execute based on what they've signed. Well, 2.5 years after this condo was finished, the developer obtained all his licenses, permits, occupancy permit. He gave me a phone call and said, Marco, I cannot sell you this unit based on the contractual price. I was shocked, but I listened. So the developer said, listen, during the 2.5 years that I was building this building, construction costs went up, price of steel, concrete, finishing, everything went up. Based on the contractual price we signed, I'm losing money. Do I believe the developer? Yes, I believe the developer because I'm involved in development in Canada myself. Construction costs did balloon in the last 2.5 years, and I do honestly believe the developer was either breaking even or losing money on the contractual price we signed for this unit. However, a contract's a contract. In 2015, I bought a condo in Vancouver, a pre-sale for $300,000. By 2018, that condo was worth more than $500,000. Guess what the price is that I paid in 2018? It was $300,000 because I signed a contract, a legally binding contract in 2015, and that was that. The developer left 200,000 Canadian dollars on the table because we had a signed contract. Well, here in Croatia, there is a law that a developer can actually walk away from a contract they've signed with you to buy something under construction if they return double the deposit to you. Well, on this particular condo, I had put down a 10% deposit, so the developer had the option of returning 20% back to me. The original 10 I put down, plus an additional 10%. The problem with that is during the 2.5 years, the market in Zadar went up 30%. So if I take that additional 10% back, I'm still losing 20% as the buyer because I have to go out and buy something else and prices have increased 30% while I'm only getting compensated an additional 10% here. So what I had to do is I had to renegotiate the price with the developer. It wasn't quite 30% more than what I paid. It was less than 30%, but nonetheless, it was more than the contract we had signed. So we had to renegotiate the price. I had to pay more than what I had agreed upon for the privilege of being able to buy the condo. Once again, I don't disagree that the developer was breaking even or losing money and he had to squeeze more money out of me. But the point is, when you sign a contract in Croatia, it doesn't actually mean that you're going to be able to purchase the property for that price. Versus, as I said, if you're coming from a Western country, you sign a contract, you assume a contract's a contract. You cannot assume such in Croatia. There's hundreds of ways to get screwed over buying real estate in Croatia, especially as a foreigner. This is one of them. If you're buying real estate in Croatia, you have to hire a very knowledgeable, ethical realtor, which is not easy because most realtors are unethical and they're not very knowledgeable. If you do a bit of Googling on the internet, you'll get suggestions such as hire a lawyer. I agree. Hire a lawyer. The problem with hiring a lawyer in Croatia is also there's a lot of unethical lawyers. A lot of them are not knowledgeable. And the other problem is a lawyer is not going to have on the ground advice they can give you. For example, you're buying a condo or an apartment and there is a nightclub opening next door. The lawyer can check the paperwork, but they might not know the ins and outs of that neighborhood, that developer, that building. So you have to do a lot of research. And I guess my one piece of advice is if you're going to do business in real estate in Croatia, be prepared to get screwed over. Go into the purchase or the mindset of buying property in Croatia with a very high possibility that you're going to get screwed over one way or another. That way, you're not going to be as disappointed when you do get screwed over. As I said, this video is not meant to shit on Croatia. Lots of beautiful things about Croatia, but you have to be very careful and you have to be prepared to be screwed over if you're looking at buying property in Croatia. That's it for now. Marco from Zadar.